Ever wondered whether it's better to buy or rent a house? It's a common question, and the answer isn't as straightforward as you might think. It all depends on numerous factors, each as crucial as the other. Your financial situation, for instance, plays a significant role. Buying a house can be a large financial commitment, but it also offers long-term benefits. Renting, on the other hand, can be less burdensome on your pocket in the short term. Your lifestyle choices also come into play. Are you the kind of person who loves stability, or do you prefer the freedom to move around? Your answer could influence your decision. And let's not forget about future plans. Are you planning to grow your family, or perhaps you're considering a job that might require you to relocate? These factors and more will be our topic for the day. So sit back and relax as we delve deeper into the pros and cons of both buying and renting. First up, let's talk about the advantages of buying a house. Buying a house isn't just about having a roof over your head, it's about building a future, a place to call your own. One of the most significant advantages of buying a house is the ability to build equity. As you pay down your mortgage, you're not just reducing your debt, you're also increasing your ownership stake. It's like having a savings account that grows every time you make a payment. And let's not forget about the tax benefits. Homeowners often enjoy tax deductions that renters don't. Imagine being able to deduct part of your home's purchase price, the interest on your mortgage, and your property taxes. It's like Uncle Sam is giving you a pat on the back for investing in your future. There's also the advantage of stability. When you're renting, your landlord can decide to sell the property, increase the rent, or not renew your lease. But when you own your home, you're the one in control. You know you'll always have a place to live, and you can budget your finances without worrying about rent increases. And then there's the freedom to customize. When you rent, making significant changes to your space can be a no-go. But when you own your home, you can paint the walls any color you like, renovate the kitchen, or even build an extension. It's your space, and you can shape it to reflect your personality and lifestyle. And for those who love a sense of community, owning a home often means putting down roots. You become part of a neighborhood, a community. You watch your neighbors' kids grow up, and they watch yours. You celebrate holidays together, share in each other's triumphs, and support each other in times of need. Sounds appealing, doesn't it? But there's always another side to the coin. Now let's discuss the downsides of buying a house. First off, the high upfront costs. Buying a house isn't like popping into the store for a gallon of milk. It's a big, expensive deal. You've got the down payment, usually around 20% of the purchase price. Then there's the closing costs, which can run anywhere from 2 to 5% of the loan amount. And let's not forget about the inspection, appraisal, and any needed renovations. It's a lot of cash out of pocket before you even get the keys. Next, there's the maintenance responsibilities. When you're renting, if the sink leaks, you call the landlord. But when you own, every creaky floorboard, every leaky faucet, every patch of peeling paint, that's all on you. It's not just the cost, it's also the time and effort. You become a homeowner, you become a handyman. Then there's less mobility. With renting, if you get a new job across town or across the country, you can pack up and move. But with a house, you can't just pack it up in a U-Haul. You're tied down, at least until you can find a buyer. And that can take time, and time can cost money. Lastly, there's the risk of property value decrease. Sure, we'd all like to think our homes will appreciate over time, but that's not always the case. Economic downturns, neighborhood decline, natural disasters, all these can cause your property value to drop. And if you're still paying off your mortgage, you could end up owing more than your house is worth. So buying a house isn't always a bed of roses. It's a big commitment and a big responsibility. But knowing the potential downsides can help you make an informed decision. After all, knowledge is power, and when it comes to buying a house, it's best to have all the power you can get. Now, how about renting a house? What are the perks? First things first, when you're renting, you're not tied down by the hefty upfront costs that come with buying. There's no down payment to worry about, just a security deposit and maybe the first month's rent. You won't have to go through the stress of securing a mortgage or worry about the long-term financial commitment that comes with it. And let's not forget the maintenance costs. When you're renting, if the roof starts leaking or the toilet backs up, you don't have to worry about the repair costs. That's your landlord's responsibility. You can sit back, relax, and let someone else handle those headaches. Another major advantage of renting is the flexibility it offers. Life is unpredictable and your housing needs can change. Whether it's a new job, a change in family size, or just a desire for a change of scenery, renting allows you to pack up and move with relative ease. You're not tied down by a 30-year mortgage or the need to sell a house before you can move. And finally, when you rent, you're not taking on the risk of property devaluation. Sure, we all hope that property values will go up, but that's not always the case. If the housing market takes a nosedive, it's the landlord who's left holding the bag, not you. In a nutshell, renting a house can offer lower upfront costs, no maintenance cost, greater mobility, and no risk of property devaluation. It's a less permanent, less financially taxing option that can give you the freedom to adapt as your life changes. Renting does have its benefits, but what about the downsides? Scene script. Let's move on to the disadvantages of renting a house. First and foremost, when you're renting, you're not building any equity. Every month, your rent payment goes straight into your landlord's pocket, and you don't see any financial return. This is the money that you will never get back, unlike mortgage payments that contribute towards your ownership of the house. Next, there are no tax benefits when you rent a house. Homeowners can deduct mortgage interest and property taxes from their income tax, which can lead to significant savings. As a renter, you don't have access to these kinds of tax deductions. A major disadvantage of renting is the instability it can bring. You're living on someone else's property, and they can decide to sell or stop renting it at any time. This can lead to you needing to find a new place to live with short notice, which can be stressful and challenging. Furthermore, renting a house often comes with restrictions. Your landlord may have rules about pets, decoration, and even the number of guests you can have. This can limit your ability to make the space truly your own. You might dream of painting your bedroom a vibrant red or adopting a second dog only to find that your lease agreement doesn't allow it. Moreover, as a tenant, you're also subject to potential rent increases. Each time your lease is up for renewal, your landlord may decide to hike up the rent. This puts you in a position where you either have to accept the increase or start the daunting task of finding a new place to live. Finally, you're often responsible for all utilities and sometimes even maintenance costs, which can add up and make renting more expensive than it initially seems. Some landlords may also require a hefty security deposit, which can be a significant upfront cost. In conclusion, while renting a house offers flexibility, it also has several disadvantages, such as no equity buildup, no tax benefits, instability, restrictions on customization, potential rent increases, and additional costs. Renting isn't perfect, but it could be the right choice for some. We've gone through the pros and cons of both buying and renting a house. Buying offers the promise of long-term investment and a sense of ownership. However, it comes with the responsibilities of maintenance and can tie you down to one location. On the other hand, renting gives you flexibility and fewer responsibilities, but may feel like money down the drain and less control over your living space. Whether you choose to buy or rent, it's all about understanding your personal and financial situation. Are you looking for stability or flexibility? Are you prepared to handle the upkeep of a home, or would you prefer someone else to take care of it? In the end, it's about weighing these factors and making a choice that aligns with your priorities. Remember, there's no one-size-fits-all answer here. It's all about what works best for you and your situation.